The 2025 VNL is right around the corner. This year, the U.S. men's national team has one of the youngest rosters we've seen in quite some time. But who cracks the starting seven? Let's break it down. If you saw my previous VNL video, you know that the 32-man preliminary roster for this year's 2025 VNL was released. Lots of great names on the list, and many of those guys newcomers to the men's national team. Micah TJ DeFalco, Taylor Averill, a lot of these big names from the Olympics aren't on the roster this season, and that means there's some new blood up and coming for USA Volleyball, which I think is great, but not everyone makes the cut. And this video will specifically narrow down from those 32 to the guys that I think are going to be the starters in the big matches. So without further ado, let's get into some of the criteria for who I picked and who makes the final cut. My criteria is based on a couple things. First one is past VNL experience, past Olympic experience. The guys that have the most international play and the oldest are typically favored to start in the big matches, just an understanding of the game. The more you play, generally the better you are. Number two, how these guys are playing currently in their professional teams, or some guys who are recently coming out of the NCAA. What league are you playing in? What team are you playing for? That stuff matters, and that stuff has an impact. And lastly, what's your fit with the national team? What's your chemistry like with other players on the team? How well and how much have you played with USA U19, U21? I think there's a lot of other factors that come in aside from just the best players. It's who you played for in college, it's where you played for in the pros, how that fits in with the current coaching staff. So those three things are big on my list and who I decided on. So let's get into the list. So I'm gonna go position by position and pick, one or two guys from each position that I think has a chance to make it in that starting seven, and then at the end, I'll lay out my starting seven roster from all those guys. So first at the setter position, you have Micah and Quinn Isaacson. Ma'a, a setter on the Olympic 2024 U.S. men's national team behind Micah Christensen. We know his path from UCLA to professional volleyball. Played in Turkey this year and is playing for Fakul Yamel in Russia. And then Quinn Isaacson, setter for Ball State. He's played professionally in Poland at Zaksa Kadzirin. So of the setters on the list, these are the two that I think have a chance to start. Two players that have really good pro experience and can fit in right away and be trusted to lead a team at the setting position. Next up for the opposites, I think Kyle Ensing and Gabi Garcia are the two most experienced opposites from the roster. Ensing from Long Beach, Garcia from BYU, both very talented, physical, high volume, high impact players. Ensing playing Ewert Zawiercie in Poland alongside Aaron Russell, and Garcia playing for Itas Trentino in Italy. Two good clubs and two good leagues. These guys can perform well and have done so in big games for their pro clubs. So I expect it to be one of these two guys to start for the U.S. For the outside hitters, I have it down to four guys for the two positions of OH1 and OH2. Ethan Champlin, who played in Germany at SVG Lüneburg. Jordan Ewert, who played for Altekma SK in Turkey, and Jacob Pastor, who played for Chaumont in France. And lastly, Cooper Robinson, the incoming freshly graduated senior from the UCLA Bruins. I think these four guys have a chance to earn a lot of minutes and be starters in the big games for the U.S. Lots of good pins, lots of good outsides on this list, but these are four guys that I think could be in the rotation and to the starters for the big games. For the middles, I have it down to three guys: Matt Knigge, Jeff Jendryk, and Patrick Gassman. Knigge playing in Germany for Berlin Recycling, Jendryk playing in Turkey for Fenerbahce, and Gassman playing in Greece for Panathinaikos. 3 very talented, big middles, lots of size. I think they bring a lot to the table. I think it's 2 of those 3 guys for sure getting a start for the US. And lastly, at the libero position, the most experienced guy on this whole roster, Shoji. He's going to be the starter. He is the guy for the US men's national team. He's been the USA libero for several years now. While there are some really other good liberos on the list and on this roster, I think Shoji's the guy. So it's not really a competition for the big matches. I think it's definitely going to be Shoji. That's just the way I see it. Now the fun time. Here are my predicted starters. The starting 7 for the USA at this year's VNL. With week 1 just around the corner, I have Micah, Gabi Garcia, Ethan Champlin, and Jordan Ewert, Jeff Jendryk, Matt Knigge, and Shoji rounding out the lineup. I think these 7 guys combined put together a really strong team, balanced with size, physicality, athleticism, serve receive, blocking, strong serving, a good balance of players and dynamics, and then you have some good firepower off the bench from the service line for block subs, for creativity, for a coach to move things around from there. I see these 7 guys making a big impact and potentially, starting in the big matches for the US. So if not in week 1, then definitely in the big matches. These are guys that I see making the roster, hitting the court, and making a big impact for the US men's national team. And like I said before, I think these are the guys that have the most experience previously in the US, have played a lot of good club ball at the professional level, and offer a really good balance and connection with each other from their past experience in the VNL or past experience playing together. We'll see who makes the cut, but these are my predictions. Feel free to leave a comment on who you think will be the 7 starters for the US men's national team at this year's 2025 Volleyball Nations League. I'm excited for it. It's right around the corner. So we'll see you guys in Chicago, and we'll be commenting on all of the US's progress along the way. That's all I got in this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.